Have you ever wondered what makes a message so powerful that it can actually start a movement? Well, today we're going to dive deep into that. We're deconstructing a really compelling call for change in Nigeria, breaking down exactly how it builds its argument from the ground up.
Every great message needs a hook. And bam, there it is. This is the central claim, the thesis statement from our source material, and it's designed to grab you right from the start. It's not just a casual statement, is it? It's a promise that things are going to be different and a powerful demand for a new future.
Okay, so you've got this powerful opening line, but what comes next? A good message can't just rely on a single hook. So the source material starts to build on it by laying out a clear, core vision for the nation. I mean, it's one thing to say things need to change, it's another thing entirely to show what that change actually looks like.
And as we dig in here, you start to see a really clear structure emerge. This isn't just a random collection of passionate ideas. The source is using a classic, and I mean incredibly effective, persuasive framework. It goes like this: problem, agitation, and solution. It's so potent because it taps right into how we think about change. First, you identify the problem, then you agitate. You make the audience really feel the weight of that problem, and only then do you present the solution. Let's see how it works in practice.
So first up, the problem. Before you can get anyone on board with a new vision, you have to paint a crystal clear picture of why the way things are right now, well, it's just not working. The source spends a good amount of time right at the top making the stakes really, really clear.
And notice how specific this is. It's not just a vague complaint. It points to real, tangible issues, failed systems, corrupt leaders, a nation that's struggling to thrive. But I think the real emotional gut punch here is that last one: citizens being ignored and let down. That's what takes it from a political issue to something deeply personal.
And this is how the message agitates. It makes you feel the problem. This quote doesn't just state a fact, it paints this vivid picture of injustice. It creates this stark contrast, the luxury of a few versus the daily struggle of the many. Suddenly, it's not just a policy problem. The quote makes it feel personal.
But a message that's only built on problems and frustration, that can just lead to despair, right? So after painting this pretty bleak picture, the source pivots. And this is key. It introduces hope by offering a compelling vision of what could be. This is the solution part of our framework.
Just look at this direct contrast they've set up. It's so simple but so powerful. On the left, you've got the problem. On the right, the vision. And notice how every single negative is flipped into a positive. Corrupt leaders becomes leaders who serve. Struggling citizens become citizens who thrive. It's a brilliant way to show exactly what this proposed change looks like in real terms.
Then, the source fleshes this vision out even more. It describes a Nigeria where people in businesses can actually succeed, where leadership is truly about service, and, this is crucial, where the nation's incredible resources and talent are used to benefit everybody, not just a select few. It's a picture of a nation finally reaching its full potential. Okay, so a problem and a solution. That's a great start. But they're still just ideas, right? To create actual change, a message has to bridge that gap between the vision and reality. And that's where the call to action comes in. You have to tell the audience what you want them to do.
And the source material tackles this head-on. It shifts gears from describing this beautiful vision to actually outlining the steps we need to take to get there. It basically asks this question for us and then provides a really clear set of answers.
And here it is, the action plan, laid out as 3 clear, direct commands. First, demand better. That's about changing your mindset. Second, hold leaders accountable. That's a concrete political action. And third, work together, a powerful appeal for unity. It makes this huge goal feel suddenly achievable, like something you can actually do.
The whole call to action is then wrapped in this incredibly empowering and urgent language. You hear that repetition of "it's time"? That creates a sense of immediacy, like right now. And phrases like "take our country back." That's designed to mobilize people, to inspire them. It's a direct appeal to both national pride and your own power.
So, last but not least, for a message to be truly effective, it has to be memorable. It has to be sticky. The source wraps everything up by distilling the entire argument, the problem, the vision, the call to action, into one single unifying idea that people can grab onto and carry with them.
And here's how it's perfectly packaged for today's world. It's not just a plea, it's an invitation to join the movement. And it's all put into a shareable, digital format, a hashtag. Hashtag Nigeria Must Work turns a complex set of ideas into a simple, powerful banner that can build a whole community online. And this, right here, is the core principle that ties it all together. This final statement really summarizes the entire vision. It's all about inclusivity, about fairness. It's the ultimate answer to the problem that was laid out in the beginning, a system that only benefits a select group. This is the moral foundation for the whole message.
So, as we've seen, this message isn't just a speech. It's a carefully constructed engine for change. It uses a clear structure, it taps into our emotions, and it presents a compelling vision. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? What is that perfect mix of problem, vision, and action that can turn words on a screen into a real-world movement? Definitely something to think about.